What you laughing at?
Oh my God, what your daughter told you.
Tehil, just go, just go. This kid, just go. We love you. Hi guys, welcome to the Married Village.
Yes.
This is Tony Gobanga,
And Terry Gobanga.
the crazy one and the sane one. So it's true. So this is our Christmas
I'm in a
edition.
Christmas mood. I will not even get to that. Yes.
Maybe the reason as to why we have Christmas is because your generation, daughters of Eve. So do you want to get me started?
Oh, yeah, tell people something.
Okay, guys, this is the Christmas edition, and we're excited to be here with you. If you're not a part of this movement, a part of the village, please join, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get all the notifications when we drop a video every week.
Yes.
So, Mrs. Gobanga, you said that I should not call you Pastor Terry, right? Okay, Mrs. Gobanga, talk to us.
Which is also fine. Yes. How about Christmas, right?
Okay, what does Christmas mean to you?
Christmas is a time to celebrate, a time to exchange gifts.
Oh, good Lord. Carnality.
Can I just be real?
What is the meaning of Christmas? Carnality.
Okay,
Guys, do you now see what I go through every week, every day?
How can you even start it like this? Okay, so
What is the meaning
the
of Christmas?
meaning,
Yes.
it's different from what you asked before. The meaning of Christmas, being all mature about it, it's a time to celebrate the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. And this is so special to me, and I think to people of faith, because we remember without the birth, then there would not be a death, leading to resurrection and a coming back of us as children of God to Himself. So that's why it's extra special for me as a believer.
Yeah, we commemorate his saving. In fact, one preacher rightly put it and said that without the manger, there's no cross.
Right.
Without Christmas, there's no Easter.
Yeah.
And we are glad and grateful that he took time to empty himself of divinity to come and rescue us, to salvage us from the curse of sin. And that is why we celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
And we understand, for the skeptics out there, we know that 25th of December is not the actual date. We know that.
Yes.
It is symbolic, and we are taking one particular day to put aside every other thing and just to remember, just to celebrate the fact that he gave his life for the entire human race so that we could be one with him and spend eternity together with him. So, growing up in the Apudo household, how did you guys spend Christmas? What was Christmas like for you guys?
I think growing up, Christmas was, it's that day that you live for. From January, you were waiting for December 25th. So before December 25th, we would, it's time to buy clothes, okay? New clothes, new shoes. Not to say it wasn't bought in the course of the year, but then there was something extra special about that cloth and that the shoes. Your hair had to be done properly. We did decor. Interesting enough, we did decor, I think, on the 24th, if I'm not right, 24th or 23rd. That's when we did the decor for the house and drape it all. I mean, we did decor up until the roof. The ceiling, sorry, the ceiling.
The roof.
No, we didn't go out. No, well, it's done here. Here in America, it's done. But back at home, we did the ceiling. We would, drop all the Christmas decorations from the ceiling. The Christmas tree, oh, that was beautiful. We went out hunting for the cypress.
Yeah, the cypress tree. Yeah.
The cypress tree.
Hunting, you're going to hunt. You're going
And then cut it down. It was beautiful. It was very, 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 very beautiful, memorable. And then we would sleep so late, baking and preparing, food preparation for the next day, because we're going to cook a storm. So we would cook and cook and cook That's now on Christmas Day. But then, of course, was it at 9 or something like that? We had to go to church. It was compulsory. It was one of those days you don't even think otherwise. But for our house, it wasn't so different because we used to go to church. Like, it was expected for you to go to church. So it wasn't a big deal. So we then would go to church, and I'll come back and we had a crazy spread. I mean, crazy spread put out for the family. Hardly did we have guests. Yeah, hardly did we have guests, but we had sometimes, the relatives that we stayed with. But yeah, and then of course my dad would sing, Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish. And I remember one of the things I remember about my late dad singing Merry Christmas, he would just not stop until it becomes awkward. I mean, he would just go on and on and on. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We were 7 kids, like going to every child and just singing, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas. But all the memories, it was beautiful. That's what I can remember. What about you?
Yeah, in the Gobanga household, we were serious people. We were not, anyway.
In other words, you didn't know the meaning of Christmas.
For us, Christmas, when we were children, it was a bit more intense in the sense that we also did all the decoration. And I remember, I think twice, there was on 2 occasions we went and got this cypress tree and decorated it. And then once I think we bought a Christmas tree. And then I think from about when I was around 10, 11, we stopped this business of decorating the tree. And it was all just the focus, the main emphasis was on the food.
Right. Was there any particular reason why you stopped?
I guess my dad, if he's watching, shout out to Mr. Gobanga, I love you. I think my dad is an interesting man. I think we should feature him on the Marriage Village.
Oh, we should.
Yeah.
We should.
But anyway, for us, Christmas, first of all, as a child, my understanding of Christmas was just gifts and food. And then we used to go to church. There was a great emphasis on church because during the year I could Skype. I was not very consistent with going to church.
Yeah.
But Christmas was a given. We had to go to church. But then as we grew older, my dad tried to instill in us, tried to tell us that even if we do not have decorations, it's still, life must go on. Because I remember the first time we didn't have decorations, I was sulking, I was all moody, I was thinking, what's going on? Everybody else in the estate is they're decorating their house, and for us, there's nothing. And so he tried to tell us it's okay not to have a decorated house as long as we have good food and as long as we have each other. So he really instilled the idea that of family, we needed to be together. I remember there was a time my elder brother and I wanted to visit. We had been invited to a certain family for Christmas, and my dad refused. And I was thinking, why? I mean, we've been invited. It's not like we invited ourselves, but he insisted that people are with their families, enjoying their own thing. So we needed to be together.
Right.
And so that was Christmas for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say you picked from, the background, how you grew up celebrating Christmas, and now because you're the Married Village, what are you bringing from your past to the now with our children?
Yes. Whatever happens, family. I mean, for me, I'm big on family.
Yes.
And you realize we've struggled even with decoration, because for me, again, coming from a background, because it wasn't such a big deal. You're the one who's really tried to encourage and inculcate the idea of decoration and the Christmas tree and all these other things in our family. Because for me now, because I didn't see it much, I just remember 2 or 3 occasions. For me, family, and then having good food, excellent food. I just try to cook food and let it be a fun time of being together. But again, now that I'm born again, because I got born again when I was 21, age 21. So I didn't really, I knew that Christmas represented the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but the meaning was the meaning came alive when I got born again. So now as a believer, yes, we can have all those things, but together with our children, we try to teach them and remind them that the essence of Christmas is Jesus Christ. But there is no Christmas without Christ. Yeah.
Nice. One of the things I think which, just like you, I've gotten from my upbringing and bringing it to our home, as a married village, is again family.
Yeah.
I mean, family is everything. It's everything. But then we also know that it is in this season of COVID. We're still in this season, and just the other day they discovered a new variant, so they say.
Yeah, so Omicron.
Absolutely. And I know that some of our viewers, you're not able to be with family in this season. What do we tell them?
Okay, and before you even get there, was there a situation where you were invited growing up to be with other families or your friends? And
Oh, no.
you're always with family?
No. And maybe maybe my parents were told, but no. Those just, we wouldn't even think about not being with family.
Okay.
It was inculcated so deeply. We knew that's the only way. I mean, Christmas, you need to be with family, and that was it. In fact, today, because we have 2 children, and just my husband and I, at times I want to invite everybody. Like, if there are people who would be able to come, because we were 7 kids, so the more the merrier, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind having people just joining us over Christmas, and we just have all the fun that we can have, right?
Yeah, and that's me, I like a good party.
I know. Yeah.
Anyway, because of the COVID situation and the restrictions and so on, I think you can just be innovative. You try and use technology, and I remember there's a friend of ours was telling us when the daughter was stuck in New York.
Right.
And
Yes.
what they did is that they were on FaceTime for a greater part of the day, and they even played poker with their daughter.
Yes.
And so use technology. There's so many ways that you can, whether you're using a portal like the Facebook portal or your smartphones and so on, and just try and see what can we do together as a family so that we are not missing out on each other.
Yeah.
You can even do a virtual cook. You can be cooking the same thing.
Yeah. And that's for those who they can't be together because of COVID or because of cancellation or whatever, because we are hearing borders will start closing soon and things like that. And that's for those people, that's possible. But then this group of people where that's not possible because someone went to be with the Lord in the course of this year. There's been so many deaths that have been happening in families. Today, we keep talking with you on social media. There's, today you wake up to my dad has gone to be with the Lord. My mom is dead. My sibling is dead. It's just so much. It's all over the place. And this year we know that there will be people who will be celebrating their first Christmas without their parents, their first Christmas without their siblings, their first Christmas without a spouse.
Yep.
And for those people, what I would want to encourage you is to hold on to the good memories. That will help you get by, because there's no one size fits all of a way you can make Christmas better, and especially being the first Christmas. But one of the things that will really, really help you is just to hold on to the good memories. Think about what it was like when they were there, and hoping that they were good memories, because for some, they're not good memories, but I'm sure there are pockets of those. So is there anything else maybe you would add?
No, I think you've pretty much covered it all.
Okay.
And now, what about those people who, families who want to who are celebrating Christmas, and for some reason they're not able to afford, whether it's the goodies, decorations, they're going through a tough financial crisis, and so how do you celebrate Christmas?
Yeah. I will share a different story from the exact question you asked,
Yeah.
but I don't know, we heard about it or we read, but there was a lady who would tell the children really wanted to go for holidays, different countries or whatever, but they were not able to afford. So what did this lady do? And this is amazing. I wish we could borrow from this in different scenarios. So what this lady did was she would ask the children, where do you want to go? For example, one would say, Paris, I want to go to Paris. And so what the woman did was to put out, embossed paper, manila paper, whatever paper it is, cut out the Eiffel Tower, and then go to Google and search anything about Paris. And then they would set up a corner in that bedroom or in the living room and put out the cutout of the Eiffel Tower. And they would actually act it out and pack up a bag, and it's like, we're going to Paris. But then they would take that time, they would use that opportunity as a learning curve. So you learn everything about Paris, and this is what I discovered, this is what I discovered. So it's like we actually went to Paris, but we never stepped our foot outside the door. So for those who cannot afford decorations and everything, probably it's also a good time for you to now start talking about the essence, the core of Christmas. What is Christmas really? Is it about the decor? Is it about the gifts? Is it about the lights and everything? We know people have been going through a hard time during this COVID time. Some people have been laid off. Some people have people who are so sick. There's been a lot of contribution because of the many debts that very many families have experienced this year. And so what can you do to make your Christmas beautiful because your finances are strained? We would highly encourage you to go back and talk about what Christmas really is. Take that time to teach your children, to encourage each other the true meaning of Christmas. Does it mean we will not have a good day because probably we cannot afford that chicken or that whatever it is that you consider to be just so amazing during Christmas, that cloth, that Christmas tree, what it is that can make your Christmas really colorful, colorful is a word, or really meaningful without having that money. And as I said, one of the things is just go back, talk about Christmas, really, bring forth the beautiful thoughts, what Christmas should be. Take the Bible, read about the birth of Jesus. There's so many games, Google games that you can play over Christmas that will not cost you a single dime and make Christmas worthwhile.
I remember there was a time when we were transitioning. If you remember, we just moved from Harlingen, we were staying to Rongai, and our nanny had gone taken a break for holiday. It was just the two of us together with Tehil.
Yeah.
And we were going through a temporary inconvenience. We were really cash strapped. It was not good.
Yeah.
As in, we couldn't do anything. Our car was down.
Yeah.
We were flat out completely.
Yeah.
But I remember it wasn't even an issue.
No.
We decided we couldn't afford to buy each other a gift or anything. We couldn't buy even a soda.
No.
We looked into the fridge and asked ourselves, what can we make out of what is there?
What we have.
And we used the leftovers. We did not cook anything.
No.
That is how broke we were. We used what was in the fridge to come up with a creative meal. And it was so nice. I think for me, that's one of the most memorable Christmas that stands out for us because it was just the three of us. But the fact that there was a lot of warmth and we celebrated together and we did not complain, we did not murmur.
Yeah.
As in,
Nothing dampened the mood.
nothing dampened the mood.
Absolutely
Exactly.
nothing.
Yeah.
We sang, we prayed.
Yeah.
We
played games.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did. I mean, we just ensured that this day we have to remember it for what it is.
Yes.
And not for what we are going through. Because many times we attach everything with what we are going through. In short, every pain gives you a different veil.
Wow.
Every pain.
You're preaching.
There's-
What did you say again? Everyone?
Every pain gives you a different veil. And you end up, and depending on the pain will determine how thick the veil will be. So if you go with the pain and the veil might be so thick that you will not be able to celebrate what is happening now. That's why we really encourage people to surrender your pain, because then you'll be able to celebrate now. But when you're holding on to whatever you're going through, whatever pain, the veil is so thick, you will miss the now opportunities, the now blessings, and you probably will catch up with them 10 years, 1 year, depending on when you're ready to actually deal with that pain.